Many people wrongly see submission as a demand for total obedience or a way to silence people's voice. And this misinterpretation of submission can lead to resentment and make the person have a feeling of being controlled. Hi, beautiful people. I'm Nelly, a coach and a relationship guide, passionate about helping you build the kind of relationship that you will not have to lose yourself or lose your identity in. The word submission triggers a lot of women, and I totally understand why. Because most of us, especially the married women, have been made to believe that submission means that you have to shrink yourself, that you have to stay silent even in unfavorable conditions. So many women are refusing to submit today, especially to their spouses, for the fear of being controlled. But today, I'm going to break it down in a way that makes sense because for me, submission is not what culture and society makes it look like. Submission in marriage signifies a willing and joyful alignment of your will with your spouse's will, rather than a forceful surrender of your personal desires. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. For you to be submissive, you have to be willing. It is not something that anyone can force. No one can force you to submit against your will. It is something you do voluntarily. Submission means that you should know and respect your spouse's leadership in your marriage. You should respect and acknowledge his authority, doing your best to make their needs and their desires a priority, even when it is different from your own desires. Now, why do so many women find it so hard to submit to their spouses? There are tons of reasons why submission can feel so hard in marriage, but I'm just going to list a few of them for you. Number one, submission can feel hard when you have been raised to be an independent and strong woman. When you have been raised by your parents to be independent, to stand on your own, to be strong in whatever you do, you might find it really hard to submit. You might find it really hard to go under the leadership of a man because you feel they want to make you dependent on them. Number two, you will find it really hard to submit to your spouse when you have seen submission being abused, when you have seen submission being weaponized or misused against another woman. You might find it really hard to submit. Number three, when you don't fully trust the man you are supposed to submit to, you will find it hard to submit to that person. The final one is you will find it really hard to submit to a man when you feel that submission will make you lose your voice and your opinion. Submission has been misinterpreted in so many ways. And in this video, I want to correct that misinterpretation and take your mind away from what you have been made to believe and bring it to what submission really means. Now, here are the things submission is not. Submission is not slavery. It is not stupidity, and it is definitely not surrendering your identity. Submission does not mean you don't have opinions. It does not mean that you cannot correct your spouse respectfully when he is going wrong or when he does something that does not align with you. It does not mean you always have to say yes, even when your spirit is saying no. No, that is not what God intended when He said in His word that wives should submit to their husbands. I know by now some people are already asking themselves, so what does submission really mean? True submission means choosing to honor your husband's leadership when he is leading with love, when he is leading with integrity, when he is leading the family with honesty, when he is leading with wisdom and with purpose. I said it earlier that submission is not forced. It is something you do willingly. It is something you decide on your own to do. No one can force you to be submissive. I like to say to women that submission is strength put under control. It is not weakness. Think of submission like telling your husband, I trust you enough to let you lead our family. And I trust myself enough to speak when something feels off in our marriage. That is how I want you to see submission. You should see submission as a partnership, not a dictatorship, because that is the misinterpretation that so many women has. They feel that when they submit, the man is going to become a dictator to them. He's going to dictate whatever they do. But that is a lie. That is the false meaning of submission. That is not what God meant when He said that women should submit to their husbands. If you do not trust a man, it will be hard to submit to him, and that is what so many women struggle with today. If the man is inconsistent, irresponsible, and selfish, submission will feel like a battle instead of a blessing. That is why it is good for you to marry someone you can comfortably communicate with without fear of being judged, without fear of being shouted on. Someone who can account for what he does, someone you share the same values with. If you are with the man you trust, it will be much more easier to submit to him because you know and you are sure that whenever this man is taking a decision, it is coming from a place of love and care for the both of you, not for selfish reasons. So many people must be asking by now, how do I submit to my husband without losing myself? So here is how you can submit to your husband without losing yourself. Being a good and submissive wife does not mean you should become invisible. It does not mean you should lose your voice. You can healthily submit to your spouse without losing touch of who you are. Number one, you should submit to your husband, but never stop doing things that will help you achieve your purpose and vision in life. You can have a healthy, harmonious, and peaceful home and still walk in a life full of purpose and vision. When your spouse does something that does not sit well with you, do not keep it bottled up inside of you. Speak out. Respectfully speak to him about it. Do it with love. Forget about your ego and allow your feminine side to do the work. You should be curious about what is going on in your home, in your marriage, in your husband's life, but do not do it from a place of confrontation. Do it from a place of love. And the final way that you can submit to your husband without losing yourself is that you should let God lead you so that you can better support them. Let me share a personal story with you guys. There was a time my husband wanted to invest in a business in cryptocurrency, but I had a negative feelings about it after he discussed it with me. My spirit just could not rest. I did not agree to it, but I did not yell at him. I did not lose my cool. I tried so much to control my emotions. What I did was to go to him later on and I told him, babe, I understand that you mean well for this family, for wanting to invest, to take the family's income to another level. But can we pray about it one more time? I don't have peace with it yet. He respected that and we prayed about it. And later we realized that waiting and praying saved us from a bad investment where we would have lost a lot of money. That is what submission should look like. There have to be wisdom and respect on both sides. There has to be a balance. The problem is not submission, but the ignorance about what it really means. Because so many people have negative beliefs and misinterpretation of what submission really means. Submission is an expression of your faith in God and a way to live out God's design for marriage. That is pretty much all I have for you, my lovely ladies, today. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button and put on the bell notification so that you can get instantly notified whenever I upload a new video. I would love to hear your thoughts about what you think submission means to you in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video.